Hello everybody, it's Paul Thorn. I'm here for another episode of Tales and Ales. I'm on a cruise ship out in the ocean. We're doing a music festival on a boat. It's called Cayamo. And there's many great artists on this thing. And one of them on top of my list is my next guest, Steve Poltz. How are you, buddy?
Good, my friend. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You having a good time on the cruise?
No.
You're not? I'm not either.
It's not fun.
I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, what's fun about going to Jamaica and Costa Maya, Mexico in the middle of winter?
I hate having free ice cream.
Me too, Paul. 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, my girlfriend's name is Sharon because every rock star needs their girlfriend to be named Sharon, so you can go like this.
Right.
Sharon! They've got soft serve!
Oh, yeah.
Just like Ozzy.
I like that. I like that. And you know what? You're a very confident person on stage, and I admire that about you. But I've talked to you in private a few times, and no, there was a time in your youth when you were not confident.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you told me a story about how your dad helped you. And it stuck in my mind. I would love for you to share that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, I stuttered really bad when I was a kid, and so kids would make fun of me, and I had asthma. So I'd have asthma attacks, and I'd be...
Did you get bullied at all?
Oh, yeah. And so kids would pick on me because I stuttered and had asthma, and I had eczema, my skin was flaky. I had a tough early childhood, and so my dad, I would be scared sometimes, and my dad would take a piece of string and tie it around my wrist. And it had a little medallion on it, and he said it had an SP on it for Steve Poltz, so I'd know my name, and then it meant superpowers. You got one. And so before I'd go into school, I'd say, Dad, give me my superpowers. And he'd go like this. You can do anything.
Praise the Lord.
And pass the ammunition.
That was a positive thing in your life, wasn't it?
It was so good. It gave me confidence. And my dad was really into visualization. So before I would play shows, he'd say to me, visualize what it feels like to be on stage, where you're playing tonight. Because I used to get really nervous and would have such stage fright.
Me too.
Yeah, man. And so he said, visualize what it feels like to watch the audience laughing. Picture how you feel where they're laughing. Play it out in your head. Picture how you feel when you're playing your songs, and picture how it feels at the end of the show to stand up like this and watch other people stand up and clap for you, and how good that feels, and just bask in that. And he would do like mental techniques with me. Really cool. He was really into positive thinking.
Is he still alive?
No, he's in prison. He has no confidence.
Are you for real?
No, he's still alive. He's doing good.
Okay.
He's doing really good.
I can't tell whether you telling the truth or bullshit.
No, he's not in prison. My dad is a great guy. I just talked to him yesterday as we were at the cruise ship terminal.
Yeah.
I was walking in Mexico, and I must have talked to him for half an hour. He's soon to be 88 in March, or 89 in March, and we had a best conversation. And for some reason, I don't know why, I just started crying talking to him. I don't know if you ever get like that, and I think it's because we just lost my mom. And we were talking about her a little bit, and how out of the blue, like he said, I still sometimes wake up and think she's in the bed next to me. And I said, I want to call her. Like I wanted to call her yesterday from Mexico. I said, Dad, I wanted to call Mom and tell her how good my shows were going. Because my mom, even more than my dad, I wanted to call my mom after a good show because she would always answer the phone and go, Stevie, how's my boy? I love you. So what's going on? Tell me all about the show. What did you play? What happened? Who was there?
She meant it.
She basked in it.
She meant it, man.
Yeah, so for some reason, I hung up and I started crying. And I don't cry easily, Paul.
Well, you cry because you love her and you miss her. It's real simple.
Do.
It's real simple, man. It's tears that need to fall. You know what I mean?
It is. I think it's just part of the process.
Yes,
but boy, it hurts. And you know how everybody used to tell me, you're so lucky you have your mom. Make sure you call her and tell her you love her. And I was always like, yeah. And now I'm that guy telling people that. I've become the guy who used to tell me that. I'm that guy. When I see somebody with their mom, I tell them, man, you're so lucky you still got your mom.
Yeah.
Because it hurts.
Yeah, I just called my mom yesterday, and she had just had a knee replacement, and she was in the hospital recovering, and she was telling me about how she's going to rehab to get her strength back, and she's still here, and you know, like what you said, I don't want to look back and say I wasn't with her or called her as much as I should have. I want to do it every chance I get.
Is she in rehab with Keith Richards and Charlie Sheen?
It's
or is
not
it a
that
different
kind of rehab. She just had to have a knee replacement. You know, humans are like cars. The parts wear out.
So she's not hooked on smack?
No. She's hooked on Jesus.
Oh, nice.
My mother is a preacher's wife, and my dad's a preacher.
You know what I would love to do? I live in Nashville. I would love to drive down, and I'm not just saying this. I would love to have some of your mom's fried chicken and greens.
You like that?
I would love to come there, and I would talk to her and make her smile. I know I would.
I know you would. You have a thing about you. You're like a grown man with a little boy smile.
Can I put that on my bio?
You got a little boy smile, but you know what? Other than your mom dying, and I'm sorry, I know that was sad, but you've dealt with other things. You had a stroke.
I did on stage.
What the world? What was that about? When did that?
I was playing a show at World Cafe Live in Wilmington, Delaware. Mm-hmm. And I went out on stage, and for some reason it was like when a TV screen short circuits and starts sparking and everything. Mm-hmm. That's what happened in my brain, in my eyes, and it was like I couldn't see anymore, only out of the corner of my left eye, and I was looking at the audience like this.
All at once this happened.
Yeah, and I'm on stage, so I said, maybe everybody goes blind once, like folk singers. So I didn't want to tell the audience because I didn't know what was happening. So I just was looking at the audience like this, and I was really confused. But I'm originally from Canada, and we don't like to upset people. So I didn't tell the audience about it. And it kind of reminds me of this cartoon I saw in a newspaper, and it said, Mexican standoff, and it showed two guys with guns holding them at each other, about to shoot each other. And then below it said Canadian standoff, and it was one guy holding a door open for the other guy going, no, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first.
They didn't want to make no waves.
Yeah, I just played the show, and then I was repeating verses to my songs over and over. So somebody drove me to the hospital because I couldn't drive, and
You couldn't remember the songs, huh?
No, I just did the second verse to a song over and over, and the audience
but not on
didn't
purpose.
know, not on purpose, but the audience thinks it was something I would do on purpose in kind of an Andy Kaufman-esque kind of way, but it wasn't that at all. Till finally somebody said, you keep singing the same verse over and over again, and I just looked at them and I was dazed. So I was rushed to the hospital, and there was a guy ahead of me that had like an ice pick that had shoved in his head. Another guy, his fingers had been cut off, I guess, and the lady said to me, what's the matter with you? And I said, I've gone blind. And she said, was it like a curtain coming down? And I said, yeah. And they fast-tracked me ahead of the guy with the ice pick, and it said, so if anybody out there is watching this, if you ever want to be seen first, tell them you've gone blind and it was like a curtain coming down. And you'll get fast-forwarded above everybody. Yeah. But they will give you an MRI of your brain.
Can you get in there? Can you get in there before somebody that put a shampoo bottle up there behind?
That's kind of neck and neck.
You get to go before them.
It's like aces beats kings. Shampoo bottle up the behind gets trumped by curtain going down still. But but shampoo up the butt is a close second.
I thought it was.
Yeah. So I've
heard stories. I'm sorry, we digress, but you're okay now. How'd you get better?
Well, when my vision came back, I wasn't able to read again right away. Like, the letters made no sense to me. And then it came back, and I didn't want to drive. I was scared. And my girlfriend Sharon said to me, get behind the wheel, drive. She's a good woman. Because I was like, I had lost my confidence.
Yeah.
And then I started driving again, and I probably crashed into like 4 cars. But I didn't total our car, but I wrecked it pretty bad. And probably killed a couple people, but then now I'm able to drive again. So that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So a few had to be sacrificed for the greater good, right?
Yeah, we had to thin the herd.
That's it.
and the river opens for the righteous.
Amen.
That's what I'm talking about. Do you believe in God?
That is the question I was going to ask you.
You know what, Paul?
Let me ask it before we go. Let me ask it in the way I ask it, which is different from the thing. There was value in what you asked, but the way I asked the same thing. What do you think happens to our consciousness when our heart stops, or when we die? What do you think happens? You have a thought on it?
Now you're gonna make me cry.
No, I'm just
This
curious.
is like you're like Barbara Walters. Okay. I was with my mom when she passed, and I was holding on to her. And where does that energy go? We were with her when she took her last breath, Sharon and myself, and I was holding her, and just like that, she was gone. And I believe that was just her vessel. And the soul and all that energy has to go somewhere.
That's what I believe.
And so I was raised in going to church, and probably most of my friends are atheists, but not me. So I love going to Waffle House late at night. It's like, for some reason after shows, I love sitting at the counter. If I'm at a counter at a Waffle House watching everybody cook, and I order waffles and scrambled eggs, I just feel good, and I like to talk. That's when I like to talk about God.
And
with
you
my
find
friends.
people you can talk to also.
Oh, yes, I love the people
Complete
there.
strangers.
Yes, and I like to talk about God with them.
Yeah.
That's why I want to go see your mom, because I like people that have faith, because I really feel sometimes I do need faith, but I'm too scared not to believe in God. So I always tell my friends, don't you got car insurance? You got Geico insurance or something? I need some insurance
Why
here.
not some soul assurance?
Yeah, so I like
Insurance.
the idea that there's this energy out there and this power, and where does all our energy go in the soul?
Yeah.
You know, it's a mystery to me. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
We don't know yet till we cross over.
Now, you know, every single artist I've interviewed has given the exact same answer,
Wow.
which is basically that you don't know.
Yeah.
You have you hope this and hope that, but you don't know. But see, I'm from the Bible Belt where they know.
Yeah.
And I'm not discrediting that, but there's a group of people that believe when we die, you go in one or two places. You're going to go to heaven because you did right, or you're going to go to hell because you did wrong. I don't believe that.
No.
That's just too black and white for me.
Yeah. I'm with you.
But once you know, like I said, I'm not discrediting any of those people, but sometimes when you go out into the broader world, you see some stuff that you didn't see when you was little that changes what you believe, right?
Yeah.
And on a different note, you got a new record out.
I do, Paul. And
Yes.
the name of the record is Shine On.
Yeah.
And I made it in Nashville. I moved to Nashville about 2.5, 3 years ago. I've lived in Southern California most of my life. And it's been really fun to live in a music city and soak up all that energy. So I made this record, and my buddy Will Kimbrough produced it. I'm the
great.
kind of guy who needs a producer.
Yeah, me too.
I don't even like to listen to the mixes when they keep sending me them. I'm like, I just lie and go, vocals sounded pretty good. You might want to like bring it up just a touch. I
Yeah.
just say something so I sound like I know what I'm saying.
yeah.
But honestly, I don't have the attention span to listen to the sound of the. Did the kick sound good to you? Over and over, I'll go insane.
Yeah,
I
I
need
don't
to play
hear that
live.
stuff they hear.
Me neither.
I don't hear it.
I was playing cards last night at the casino with Jason Isbell, and he was talking about the bass line on a song like he's a producer. The stuff he was talking about,
Like a foreign language.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
know
want to
it.
play a live show. That's why I'm such a fan of yours. Is I love your shows. I love your demeanor. I love what you're about. I love the soul you have. Like seriously, I love you, Paul Thorn.
Well,
like,
I love you too,
playing
man.
shows with you.
Would you play a song off your new record?
Man, I would love to play a song off of my new record.
This record is called Shine On. It's coming out March the 1st. This is the real deal. Prepare to be amazed.
Caramel sky painted across the cloud. Somebody's struggling, but everyone's allowed. And if you're gonna reach for the stars. Pack yourself a lunch and some antique jars. Celebrate your fears. Celebrate your scars. You've earned every one. You're a shiny old car. Shine on, Shine on, shine on.
Amen.
You got the Mercedes covered up with rust. Champagne fizz from the boom to the bust. From a faraway farm to the California gold. Chasing down a dream you just can't be sold. Celebrate life, let it all fall free. Kick off your shoes and wiggle your feet. Shine on, shine on, shine Feel the feel, taste what's real. Jump in the ocean and bark like a seal. And if you're gonna reach for the sky. Smile at a stranger, let the tears fly. Celebrate peace, don't pick fights. Communicate love, turn on your light. Shine on, shine on, shine on.
Wow. Hey, you know what that song made me think of?
What's that?
It made me think that those are, the whole lyric sounded like something your father would have said to you.
Yeah, a lot of those lines he really would have.
I mean, because it's everything in it's encouraging.
Yes.
Which reminds me of how you described your father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky that he's my dad.
Yeah.
No, I really am. And man, I love, now that my mom's passed, I really crave talking to him and I latch on to him. And, you know, we had to do the whole thing of getting rid of all my mom's stuff and all her old glasses. Her reading glasses were everywhere, 20 pairs. And my dad was like, your mom could never find her reading glasses.
Was there any certain special thing that you got of hers that's for a sentimental keepsake?
Man, what a great question. It's silly. Like, my mom had just this cheap chain with a fake gold little heart. And she didn't care about how much it cost. And she wore that thing, and we were cleaning out their house. And my dad said, your mom and I wanted to play bridge. And then we wanted to play gin rummy. But we didn't have cards, and we really wanted to play gin rummy. And we were moving a bookshelf and moving some of her stuff. He said, I wish I would have gone out and got cards. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a deck of cards fell at my feet, and it said gin rummy. And he said, your mom said she'd give me a message. And then so did her little chain with this little gold heart. And I keep that little fake gold heart that's worth nothing to anybody else. It looks like it came out of a gumball machine. And I keep it in my watch pocket.
It's worth $1 million to you.
It's worth more than $1 million. Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
I that's a great question.
I figured you'd got something because you're just that kind of person.
And the other thing my mom gave me was really good advice when it came to writing songs or stories. And she said, there's only 3 rules you got to remember. Who was there? What happened? And how did it make you feel?
Boy, that's like the Buddha talking.
How did it make you feel is the kicker.
Yes, it is.
If
How
you
did it
can
make you
tell
feel?
an audience how something made you feel, that's where other people get it. And you do that really well, my friend.
So
Man, you give them when I watch you, I'm watching a master at work.
Well, thank you for saying that. I tell you what, you upped me the other day, though.
Really?
Well, yeah. When you did the Woodstock thing,
Oh.
at the end of your set, you you did a trick, man. You literally trusted people from the old folks' home to be able to carry your weight.
I did. I crowd
Talk
surfed.
about that. Tell them how did what made you say I'm gonna do this?
Well, I used to be in a band called the Rugburns.
Yeah.
And we would play the diviest little punk rock clubs, just the divey roadhouses everywhere. We'd start our tours in Tijuana, Mexico, because we lived in San Diego, and we'd drive all the way to New York City and back in a little van. And on the side of the van, I went to a hardware store and put the letters, so it said St. Joseph's Catholic School on the back, on the sides. No other stickers, nothing like a radio station or other band names. I said, I want this to look like it's a church van, because nobody will rip off a church van, because rock and roll bands get ripped off on the road.
All the time.
And so if you just look like it's a church van, they're like, what's going to be in here? Little missalettes?
Yeah,
I don't want that. I'll have to get religion, and I won't be stealing.
I don't want no Bible.
So we had our windows blacked out, and it said St. Joseph's Catholic School. So we would tour all these clubs. Well, I got really into crowd surfing, so I would dive out and they'd catch me. So I'm an expert crowd surfer. Now the thing with crowd surfing is, if it's an older crowd, you need to let them know what's going to happen, because somebody could get hurt, and they look scared at first.
Let me interject one thing right here.
Yes, sir.
That goes along with what you're saying. A guy came up to me, a random guy, and he was an older guy. He said, and we were talking about that, and he was one of the guys that held your ass. And he said, man, when he got to me, I was trying, but I just I didn't have the strength to hold him up. And this other guy came up and took my spot. So I just, you're very lucky to be alive. You could have fell and cracked your head open.
I really could have, and it's a leap of faith. I only weigh $150. I'm 6'1", but I'm only $150. I got skinny little twig legs. But here's the thing. You need to have the audience come forward. Another thing a lot of people don't know is they don't know. You don't go on your stomach to them, because then they're going to put their hand right there. You lay down on your back, and they might squeeze your butt, and that's okay. But they're holding you along, and you got to kind of tell them, I need to go back to the stage now. And it's like,
I heard you saying that, because they're going to mail you out of the boat.
They will mail you out of the boat. It's almost like they're ants. When ants are carrying a crumb, and it's really heavy, a big crumb like a Snickers bar when they hit the jackpot.
I don't think of you as a crumb, man. You can do anything.
Thank you.
Well,
so I crowd surfed, and all those people, they had faith.
Yeah, they did.
And it makes a community come together. And then they're just like, I can't believe that just happened.
And they'll remember that for the rest of their lives.
Yes, sir.
Yes, they will. Hey, look, man. Toward the end of our segment, which is getting close, first I want to say you're one of my heroes. I look up to you.
Thank you.
You bring it every time, and you inspire me. And we've been joking around here and there. We've been singing a song that we really don't, to be honest, we don't really do a good job.
No.
But
terrible job,
it's
actually.
Awful. But it's fun. And so, check this out. Hey, this is my last, keep strumming, it's good outro music. At the end of the song, I'll be done with y'all. Not forever, but for this episode of Tales and L's. Here's something for the people that likes romance.
My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right.
My first love, your every breath that I take, your every step I make. Go.
And I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do.
You gotta do this part, I can't remember it.
And Paul, your eyes, they tell me how much you care. Oh, I know you will always be my endless love. hearts that beat as one. Our lives have just begun.
You gotta help me.
Forever, oh, I'll hold you close in my arms. I can't resist your charms. And I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do.
No one else will do.
And your eyes, they show me how much you care. Oh, you will always be my endless love.
So long, suckers.